How does my hair look? Nice. Hello! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Fallon. It's like Jimmy Fallon, but it's my first name. I've been having a lot of phone calls recently, and the people on the call are like, oh, hey, can you spell out your name? And I'm always like, yeah. And then I say it, I'll like spell it out, and they're like, oh, like Sallon? I'm like, no. F as in Frank, Allon. You will soon find out why I'm on a lot of phone calls. It's something that's happening in the next couple of weeks. Kind of exciting. I kind of manifested this, but I didn't really realize it until recently. I want to start this video off by first saying two things, because I do have two things to tell you. Okay, hold on. Your mouth gets like sometimes, so I gotta make sure I got my water around. Okay, so two things. Number one, I really want to thank you. I remember way back, like way long time ago, back in 2017, when I first started this journey, and I would like take these videos sometimes and I kind of put them up, and then I made them private because I was like, nobody's gonna watch this shit, it sucks. And so I privated them, and I've kind of, traveled the world and tried to create something ever since so that I can live a life of freedom. And when I really truly dove into entrepreneurship and becoming my own business owner, then of course I had to take the leap of investing in myself. And that is really when things started to explode. And I wanted to just quickly say thank you for your support, because I know that there will be a day way down the line, or maybe not so far down the line. You never know. It's like, wow, I knew her when she was small. I just want to say thanks, because you're the OG. Like, you're here from the beginning. You are my people. So thanks. So that's the first thing. The second thing, the universe is really always conspiring in your favor. Something happened recently. I'm not going to tell you what yet because it's a surprise. I was stressing about it for the longest time because it was putting a really big financial burden on me and my boyfriend. So when this thing happened, it wasn't something that was in my control. It was just something that kind of like it happened, and I didn't know that it was going to happen, and my boyfriend didn't know it was going to happen, but it was exactly kind of what I wanted. Might not have been what my boyfriend wanted, but the universe conspires in your favor, and maybe he can't see that right now, but I know that he saw a glimpse of it on Friday because we were talking about it. So the universe is conspiring in your favor, and I just want you to remember that. Okay, now I want to jump into the topic for today's video, which is the 3 reasons why you should keep your manifestation journal separate from any other notebook or journal that you have. A lot of people, including my own clients, struggle with understanding that they have like 15,000, they say 15,734 notebooks everywhere. You don't need that many for sure, but you do need ones for the things that are most important. I can tell you without a doubt that I have my own manifestation journal. I have a business notebook. I also have a gratitude journal in which I just kind of I use it in the mornings and then in the evenings. So I do have 3. I really try never to use more than 3 at any one given point in time. Really, it just comes down to just going through the pages and staying consistent with one particular journal. But I want to jump into the 3 reasons why they should absolutely be separate, because your manifestations are a very personal thing and they should be kept that way. Tying into that very first statement is the very first reason why your manifestation journal should be separate from everything else, because your emotions are tied into them. When you are writing your manifestations, more than likely, if you're anything like me, you have other feelings that pop up and you want to write about it, you want to get it out. And so it's a really good place to get it out, because It's kind of like, what's that movie? Mean Girls, and they have the burn book, right? It's kind of like your personal book. It's your personal stuff that you're writing in there. And I'll give you another really good example. Back in 2018, when I was manifesting some pretty explicit stuff because I wanted a relationship really bad, and relationships have, an intimate sexual side to them. And it's not that I'm any stranger to talking about sex. I was a teaching assistant for a sex ed class when I was in college. But like, if I were to bring my sex fantasies and my sex manifestations into my business, people would be like, the fuck? Like, they'd be like, holy Bob Saget, girl. What? So keep it separate, because those things, like, your clients are not going to want to know about. Number 1, all right? That's just number 1. We got 2 more to go. Number 2, it's not as explicit, don't worry. Number 2 is that our brain is really good at this thing called compartmentalization. And essentially, it sounds exactly like it sounds. It is exactly like it sounds. Our brain puts things into boxes, into categories or compartments, right? So our brain is literally wired for business to go in the business bucket, for school to go in the school bucket, and for personal life to go into the personal life bucket. So when you have something that is your inner work, it goes into your spirituality and your inner work compartment. And when you have your spirituality and your inner work compartment start to spill into your business, okay, and I'm gonna stick here with the example of that sexual relationship manifesting into your reality, right? Maybe not necessarily the best thing for your business. You wouldn't want something to come out in a controversy, although you don't know that that's what's going to happen, right? But again, what happens is when they start to spill over, then we tend to go to a place of lower vibrations, that anxiety, that fear. And we don't want to be in those anxiety and fear emotions, because our emotions are energy in motion. And it's really important for us to stay high vibe across all the compartments. So you want to keep them separate. You want to keep them in their own little boxes so that it doesn't spill into each other and cause any kind of potential. I'm not saying that it's actually going to happen. It is a possibility, because we don't know what's going to happen in the universe. It is a possibility that you could get into a state of anxiety. You could get into a state of fear, and we do not want for that to happen. Okay? So that's number 2. The last, number 3, final reason I'm going to dive into really quick. Hold on, I got to grab a drink of water. Number 3, to put it simply, our ideas. Our ideas come to us in these really cool, intuitive ways when we kind of least expect it. When we are manifesting, we're really not in a place of creating ideas. We're more in a place of connecting to our subconscious. So we're just really writing it all out. We're just purging. It's kind of like a purge. You're getting it all out, getting it all out, right? And then when you're ready to enter into that different compartment of business, then because all of that other stuff is out, you've got it purged emotionally, physically, mentally, consciously and unconsciously. What happens is now you are able to come up with the ideas to then fulfill the things that you are manifesting. So there's no pressure involved. This is literally that it's not literally, because again, there are lots of other things at work here, but this is a very good example of having something you want and letting go, surrendering, and trusting that the universe will bring that particular thing to you. And so an idea flies into your head and you're like, oh my God, that's how I do it. And then you're like, holy hell, I don't know that I can curse on here, but I can just bleep it out. That's fine. Those are the 3 things. Emotions that you want to keep separate from your business, compartmentalization, and your ideation process. Really best if they're in their own boxes, okay? I do really want to touch on the fact that they do all converge in a very unique and beautiful way. However, that does not mean that they should all be together in one spot. It is really important to keep them in different places. And I highly recommend that if you are looking for a notebook or a journal, that you check out my website, because that's what I'm all about. And because I have pre-orders going on right now. Definitely get yourself a separate notebook or journal for your manifestations, for your business and or your schoolwork, and also for any kind of curriculum, personal things that are going on in your life. Also, compartmentalizing is a subconscious defense mechanism, okay? And this is used to avoid cognitive dissonance, which I'm sure doesn't sound like anything that you might know about. Definitely consider all of those things when you are journaling out your manifestations and when you are getting your emotions out. You're connecting. It's 222. What up? 222, angel number, synchronicity. We're going to dive into those next too. But when you journal out your manifestations, when you write out all of your stuff, be sure that it's separate. I know that's what I want to talk about. I know so many struggle with having 15,734 notebooks. But number one, I want you to think about how many of those notebooks you've actually used, or how many are still blank and you have not yet used. Number two, if you are using that many notebooks at one time, how many of them are actually full? Go until you fill something up. Continue to get all the things in your head out. Just purge it out, because it's so much better for you when you get it out than when you keep it in. When you keep it in, you lose track of it, you forget it, it stays all jumbled, it gets you frustrated, it gets you stressed, and it makes you overwhelmed. So get that shit out, okay? Do yourself a favor. Finally, you don't have to have that many notebooks everywhere. I don't keep notebooks or journals unless they mean something to me. So the only ones that I keep, besides my manifestation journal, because they are a record and you should definitely absolutely go back and look at what you've manifested in your life, because it's a powerful exercise, are my business notebooks. And I don't even keep all my business notebooks either, because in the beginning my brain was like at such a different space than it is now. And yes, I love going back and looking at, what I was thinking, but in terms of like the 2017 business notebooks compared to the 2020 business notebooks, I definitely don't need the 2017 notebooks, because nothing that I learned back then was it was just so confused and it was so everywhere, and I didn't have any clear directive. Don't keep the notebooks around unless they are ones that you feel so aligned to keep around. So that is 3 reasons why you should keep your manifestation journals separate. I am so pumped and I'm so glad that you are here. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate everything. Be sure to go check out my TikTok at Fallon Carey. Be sure to check out my Instagram. Give both of them some love if you are not from Instagram or TikTok. And I'm really super excited for what's to come. Don't forget, the pre-order of the Ninja Notebook is going on now. I am actually going to be bundling up the notebook with the stickers and another really exciting new product that's coming to my business, which is the crystal barrel pens. I can't wait to get them. Oh my god, I'm gonna use them like literally, and I can't use every single one of them, so I have to use like one of them. They're gonna be blue ink to help your manifestations really happen quicker. I'm just super excited for it. Like, I'm so freaking pumped for these pens. All right, stay tuned for the next episode. And until then, this is Fallon signing off. Okay, bye!